What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Yagan Mills here. Feel free to leave a like and comment below and subscribe. So let's get into the video. So it's going to be very quick. I just want to let this be known. To be fair, it's Call of Duty content creators right now and veterans of Call of Duty who cannot move on or move past the present day Call of Duty are to blame mostly, but are only part of the problem of the current state of Call of Duty. One of the reasons why we even have SBMM and EOMM is not because the dev team bad or Activision bad or Microsoft bad. A big part of it is tryhards of the Call of Duty community in general and the implementation of originally the CDL. Just think about it. Think about the CDL and what kind of impact it has on the community and how people play Call of Duty, like sweats, jumping around, things like that. Just think about it for a moment. In part, it's also due to the events of Warzone streaming and pro streamings, like, people like Joe, Nixta, Nadia, Swag, and all these other folks, right? Think about how they constantly promote Warzone and things like that. Just take a moment as well. And let's all remember that those who grew up with Call of Duty 4 from like 2007 are also not the same fans of the present day Call of Duty in 2005, specifically to Black Ops 6. Tried and true Call of Duty fans do not bring in the money. It's the casuals. I'll repeat that again. Tried and true veterans of Call of Duty, like Nero Cinema, Ink Slasher, Blame Truth, 402 Thunder, Ghost of 8, and things like that, they don't bring the money in for Call of Duty. It's the casuals, it's the kids, it's the noobs, it's people who don't follow us, it's the people who don't care, right? Then you have content creators who grew up with Call of Duty around 2007, around that time, and were fans of the series. But however, slowly they started to kind of hate the Call of Duty franchise. Nero Cinema is a good example of this. Why do I say that? Why do I bring him up? Because he was the first Call of Duty content creator I started to watch. Some people, it may have been Allies, or it could have been, for example, Pajas or something like that. But mine was Nero Cinema, and it's sad to see that he's more leaning on the fence constantly on the negative side of things. And let's be honest, Blame Truth is a prime example of a Call of Duty fan originally who loved Call of Duty and just went full tilt for views and money, just to simply hate on Call of Duty for a living. There was a time when you were made fun of for uploading Call of Duty videos on YouTube. Like I'm dating myself here. And simply just being good at Call of Duty. You were always made fun of. Sweat, try hard. Yeah, that's dated back even pre-2012, right? And nowadays, being good at Call of Duty, you're praised and rewarded so much to the point you can garner money from it. Making Call of Duty content, maybe putting shorts on YouTube. Who knows? Maybe winning a tournament. Like you're at this point, it's less of enjoyment and more of for gain, monetary gain. And now Call of Duty in general, gaming overall, just seems to be used for content rather than enjoyment. I mean, I'm kind of getting the feel of that. With all of these content creators, notice how they do point out the features of Call of Duty that were founded in past Call of Duty titles. Like, for example, you'll constantly hear the pick 10 system that was in Black Ops 2. But you notice how they never really just lean in and even, or let alone even say, hey, let's bring back the perk system from Call of Duty Ghost. It's kind of weird how they never say that, but they always go into the most common regurgitated phrase. Hey, pick 10, pick 10, pick 10. Or, hey, three lane maps. Well, that's what we have in Black Ops 6. And if you take Black Ops 3 and you take Black Ops 4 and Call of Duty 6 and Cold War, I mean, we've constantly been using 3-lane maps, but obviously not many people like it. And then when we had verticality in Modern Warfare 2019 and Modern Warfare 3, it's almost like people complained about that as well. You can't please everyone, right? So let me just put it this way. Back in the day, we never really had, for example, TikTok. TikTok wasn't a thing. Facebook gaming wasn't a thing. Twitch definitely wasn't a thing. We didn't have Instagram and so on. Content creation pretty much, honestly, just gradually became the focus of Call of Duty, and it's less of enjoyment. If YouTubers make content on supply drops, which has happened in the past, and bundles and camels, which currently happens today, then it would make sense to kind of offer such a thing from a business standpoint from Activision, which again happens to this very day. There are so many content creators who use Call of Duty as a content pool for ideas and bundles. So it's a win-win for both parties when you think about why we even have bundles. Activision offers bundles. Activision gets paid for said bundles. Content creators buy bundles. Content creators make videos about said bundles and promote them, whether it garners them views or potentially later on to garner them monetary gain and money. This will also influence people to buy said bundles, regardless if it's negative or positive about their video. Remember, Activision's a business even more so than COD being a form of enjoyment. It's owned by Microsoft, a multi-trillion-dollar company. I'm one of them. I am part of the problem. I am one of them. I bought multiple bundles, at least dating back since 2019, because of content creators talking non-stop about skins and how tired they are about it. And the more compelled I am is simply to buy bundles. People complain about American Dad. I bought American Dad. People complained about the later Beavis and Butthead and Seth Rogen. I bought it. And I'm not ashamed of it. How is a content creator going to tell me, whether it be their opinion or not, and they're rightfully so to their opinion, how are you going to tell me how to spend my own money that I earned? If I feel like buying a bundle, I'm going to buy it. I'm sorry that, said content creator or individual doesn't like it, but that's no different than saying, hey, don't buy the next Call of Duty, which people are already doing. People are already now saying, sometimes regurgitated, don't pre-order Battlefield 6, don't pre-order, don't pre-order, don't pre-order, but yet people did it anyway. Midnight releases, and how are you going to tell people now not to buy it? I know it was a different time. I understand certain, norms and expectations and just societal culture expectations were a little different. But when you consider that now, it's like, how are you going to tell me, right? It's a 50-50 situation. And of course, as more content creators complain, let's just give it a number, hypothetically, 50 out of 100 are simply going to be pushed to buy it, all because another person doesn't like it. If you complain about if you complain about bundles being in, Call of Duty and they're unrealistic, just know that there's a good chance that someone is compelled to buy it simply because you don't like it as a content creator, or just as an individual, right? So I'm trying to give some sort of example here. So as an example, there was a short clip with Morgan Freeman in it, right? And he was asked, how do you stop racism? And his answer was, stop talking about it. Well, same could be said about the Call of Duty bundles and how unrealistic it is. Well, stop talking about it. Stop complaining about it. This can change the way that Nero Cinema, Blame Truth, Ink Slasher, Exclusive Ace changes their video, because they used to be so passionate. It almost felt like they used to be happy about it, and at this point it's more of their job, and it's understandable. And I think it would be nice to see Call of Duty content creators show more enjoyment for what they enjoy, like Call of Duty, rather than complaining about it for monetary gain. And I understand both sides of the spectrum here. But I digress. This is Yagan Mills, and I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. And if you like the content, yet again, feel free to leave a comment, heart below, or whatever it may be. And remember always, peace be with you, and I hope maybe we all can learn something from this.